We actually recording this time?
We were recording the first time, but
Okay.
OBS shit the bed.
Hey, sometime everyone does it though. Everyone's got to shit the bed at least once in their adult life. Do you actually? I'm gonna stop from asking that question. We're about to get on a poop tangent. Check this out. I'm wearing a Pizzaverse sweater. You can find this at our merch shop. I don't
Nice.
remember the link, but it'll maybe make its way into the video. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
All right, cool. There it is. That's all there is to it.
Check it
Go
out.
watch the movie.
Yeah, go watch the movie as well.
Um, what are we doing here? What's our purpose in life?
So basically, I am here to eat food.
Yet you just told me before the recording that you're not going to eat on camera.
Yeah, I just ate. So I already ate food. That's my purpose in life. So now I've fulfilled my purpose. Now I just wait until it's time to eat again.
Now just crawl up into a ball and die.
No, I have to continue eating. That's all I do. I just eat, shit, and sleep.
In that
Like a
order.
baby.
Like we're all just babies in the eyes of God, aren't we? I've been watching BoJack Horseman, so everything is nihilistic for the time being. When the
God,
show's over, maybe
fucking
I'll go back to being normal. But for now, everything is just a bunch of distractions that help us get through this
I cannot
obstacle of
stand
horror we
BoJack.
call life. Really?
BoJack drives me up the fucking wall, dude. My ex watched
So
the shit out of
funny.
it like obsessively, and that was already a problem. But I already didn't really like it to begin with. So the fact that I didn't like it and then she just kept watching it over and over again, I'm like, dude, this is why you're fucking depressed all the time.
I'm surprised that you don't like it because it's that kind of funny that I think you would vibe with.
No, I'm not a
But
fan.
this whole episode today is going to be about bad movie takes. So we can get to that after we do a little
On your
small
end, maybe.
talking. Just because I don't know your list doesn't mean that I'm definitely going to agree with everything on it. What the hell's going on in your life, dude? I
I
haven't
got
talked to you in like 2 weeks.
I got banger after banger after banger on my list. Anyway, um, we just got back from the Renaissance Fair again today, but this time we took the babies, so that was fun. But it was raining a little bit. That was kind of lame. However, still a good time. It's kind of a vibe. It's like a kind of a chill, spooky mist kind of wind, and it was made everything foggy, and the leaves and shit are all orange and yellow and red and shit. So it was pretty cool.
That sounds awesome, but I don't know that babies really made it far during the Renaissance.
Yeah, they
Just
both got the bubonic plague. Um, anyway, yeah. Other than that, just been chilling. Just been chilling. Been playing, dude. I've been playing a lot of fucking Hogwarts Legacy. I have been
yeah.
like dumping some time into that shit, dude.
Do you stream every time you play it, or have you just been
No,
like doing some side stuff on your own?
dude. I streamed 3 times and now I'm like almost max level off
Yikes.
stream. Like I just stopped streaming that last time, and then for some reason I just balls deep, just because it's like legit really fun, way
What
more
house
fun than
are
I
you?
assumed it would be. What?
What house are you?
Slytherin.
Yeah, figured as much.
Yeah.
So did you
Um.
unlock the ultimate outfit that you get
Yeah.
for your character? Okay, because Lou, I got her Hogwarts Legacy as like a Christmas present the year it came out, and she got the Ravenclaw
Yep.
full drip, and I was like, holy shit, I might need to play it just to get that.
The house chest one that like lights up when you cast spells. That one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's Slytherin. It's like blue and green and shit. And every time I cast a spell, it fucking glows. It's sick.
that is slick.
It's pretty cool. I honestly did not think I was gonna like it as much as I did. I knew I would like it, but it's just weird with games and myself, especially solo games, because I generally like only playing games with people.
Me too.
The last time I had this much fun with a solo game was probably Skyrim back in like 2011. So I don't know. I just don't like playing solo. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd much rather play something with somebody else.
Yeah, I can have fun doing like a story game, single player, especially like streaming. It used to suck all the energy out of me from the game, but now it's okay. I think I'm gonna stream Life is Strange whenever find a lull in my time because I've been maxing out on school hours right now.
Yeah, I tried doing Dead Space the other day. Tried streaming Dead Space, and that went miserable.
Oh yeah,
My whole setup was fucked because I wanted to have a face cam because obviously scary games like that are best when you have a face cam so they can see you like shit yourself and like see my whole face. And I'm sitting here looking at my fucking screen like this, like waiting for something to come around the corner and scare the shit out of me. I always feel like that's the best way to watch somebody streaming a horror game. So, but I don't have a face cam for my PlayStation, and I got it for free on PlayStation for this month's free games. And I was like, fuck it, I could do remote play on my PC with my PlayStation.
you need some strong internet to be able to get that to work.
No, it worked. It worked, but my audio was all fucked up because I didn't realize that it uses my computer's audio, not the PlayStation's audio. So I was trying to figure out a way to like put my headset on, but also be able to hear the PlayStation. But I don't know. It was convoluted, and I just kind of put it together last minute because I thought of it last minute, so I could have a face cam. I finally got it working, but the audio was still way too loud for the game. So I don't know. That's something that it's a work in progress. Either that, or I just have to give up on the face cam thing and just stream straight from the PlayStation. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty scary couple of moments. I think I played for like an hour and change, and pretty spoopy. Not my cup of tea. I'm not good at survival horror games, so
I'm not good at
it's pretty
any
rough.
games, but yes, horror games are just whenever there's limited anything and I have to make
Same,
use of that and adjustments, I can't.
same. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just not good at it. The Resident Evil games, they look really cool. Like the story is really cool and shit. But I could not play them if I wanted to. Like that shit would drive me up the wall. So
Silent Hill 2 remake. How about that though?
I wanted to do that one, but I do not have any money to buy it at the moment. So
That's fair.
SOL on that one. I was going to do the original Silent Hill, but I don't know where my capture card is, so can't do that. Which because it's a PlayStation 1 game, so I need something to
Yeah.
put it into my computer with. But I don't know. I have no idea where my capture card is. Not a clue. Got
Sounds like
lost in
you're
transit somewhere when we were moving, probably. But
sounds like you're sitting in game stream purgatory.
horror game at least. I've been playing the shit out of Hogwarts. I could stream that more often, but
There you
we've
go.
also had a sick baby. Like this whole week, we've had him home. He has not gone to daycare like pretty much the entire week because he's been sick. He had some fucking nasty shit from the daycare.
Is he doing better now?
Oh yeah, he's great. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, he's just been home. So I haven't been streaming because he's been here and whatnot. But yeah, dude, I no life the fuck out of Hogwarts. It's nuts. I was watching my girlfriend play it, and she was just like, she loves it. So I was like, man, I need to try it out because it's looking fun. And every time I watch you play it, I'm like, that looks really fucking fun. And then I tried it, and now I'm irresponsible. So
I need to get on it.
it's fun. It's fun. Like surprisingly, it is very fun compared to what I thought it was going to be. I've only got a handful of gripes, and they're like nothing that's gonna make me stop playing. It's just a couple little things that definitely could have been done better, I think, or different. But
Yeah.
um, anyway, other than that, I've been trying to watch as many horror movies as possible. We just watched Terrifier 2 the other day. Got Deanna to watch it.
I've been trying to watch movies. I have no time, but I have watched a couple, and Terrifier 2 was one that I finally watched because, well, I mean, Terrifier 3 is out now. It's been out for a couple weeks when we post this, but yeah, Terrifier 2 was one of those that everybody was like, it's so gruesome and awful, and like it makes you sick to your stomach. The kills are so much more brutal than the first one. I was like, I have to watch it. And then 3 came up. I'm like, holy fuck, the music that you said was going to be involved in this one. And it's like, I watched the TikTok and some dude was like, yeah, theaters are handing out barf bags because people are leaving the theater because it's so sickening. I'm like, I have to watch the second one before I see this. I haven't seen the third one yet, but I'm going to.
Same. Deanna and I plan on going to see it, but basically the same thing was happening with 2. That's happening with 3. However, 3 has a bigger budget. 3 has a much bigger budget, so they're able to do a lot more with the effects. I guarantee it. And
They better,
they
because
blew
2 sucked.
it out of the water. Like shit is like
I
just
want to see.
exploding right now. I'm pretty
I
sure
wanna
it just
see
hit
budget
18 million or something like that.
The budget was $250,000
Yeah.
for Terrifier 2, which
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense now. Because that was
It,
one of my biggest gripes.
he also
Everyone's like,
does
it's so brutal, but
he also does it independently. I'm pretty sure it's not from a studio.
holy shit! Do you know the budget for 3?
No, but I'm assuming
This is not a.
I'm assuming it's bigger than 2 though.
It's not a lot. However, it is. What would that be? 8 times as much. It's $2 million.
And it's already made way more than that.
So yeah, going from $250,000 to 2 million. That's That's a big old increase right there. Holy crap! What was the first ones? Because
The first one was even less.
oh yeah, I believe that. Was it 20? That was not 2016, was it?
That was All Hallows Eve,
Oh, it was.
I think. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, 2016.
Uh,
Wait, 2017.
budget.
I thought. Wasn't it 2017?
2016 is what I keep seeing,
Hmm.
and then 2022 was Terrifier 2. $35,000 was Terrifier 1.
Yeah. I like both of them. I have gripes about both of them, yes. And I think I have more gripes about the second one. But a lot of those gripes probably will be removed once I see the third one, because I think it's going to be answering some questions that I have about the whole franchise and the whole story. And like my biggest thing with 2 is, 1, absolutely zero reason for it to be 2 hours. No reason for it. There were so many scenes that was just padding. There were so many moments that were not suspenseful, but they were supposed to be suspenseful. So if they would have just chopped it out, mainly towards the end of the movie when they're in the funhouse or whatever, there was a lot of like suspense scenes that were like just dragging on. I'm like, dude, you could have cut half of these out, and
That's
you would have dropped like 20 minutes of the film, and it would have been
That's
the
what I
exact
meant
same
by.
movie.
That's what I meant by the cat and mouse game that I can't fucking stand. Is that it took them that long to do the who's gonna beat.
Yeah.
The
No,
person.
I have that same gripe. I'm fully there on board with you on that one, because even Deanna said it was too long, and I had originally assumed that Deanna was probably going to be like freaked out the whole time, so she was like constantly stimulated the whole time, right? But she had the same situation where she was just like, man, fuck, is it still going? Like, good God.
Get on with it.
We already fucking seen that person get their face bashed in, so now, like, they're all we have to do is the meetup between Art and Sienna. Fight it out. Kill one of you kills the other, or vice versa. You both kill each other. Whatever the case may be, move on. Maybe have like a 1 or 2 back and forth, but not 5 of them. Fuck.
No.
Just go, man. Just go. We've already sat through like all the biggest kills anyway. So at that point, like, it's just filler in my opinion. And I don't know. Anytime a movie's gonna have filler like that, it's not it.
Yeah.
However, I did not dislike it. I still like it. I think it's fun. I think Art, as fucked up as he is charming as hell, and he is fucking hysterical. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
And I love it. I love that about it, though. Because he's like a merge of several different horror icons, but still has his own presence. Like, you still know that's Art the Clown. This is Art doing this shit, Because Michael Myers is not going to write his name in shit and piss all over the wall of a public restroom. He's not going to do that,
He's not going to put on sunglasses and go like,
yeah, exactly,
in the corner.
And neither is Freddy. Freddy's probably going to rip your veins out and pretend like you're a fucking marionette puppet instead. Jason Voorhees, he's going to be silent killer, just like Art the Clown, but he's going to stay put, and he's just going to chill in his little camp. I take that back. He goes to space and Manhattan. Never mind.
Yeah, he's gonna kill you, and then he's gonna make his way to Manhattan.
Regardless, there's
Terrifying.
very little elements that are all put into Art, but Art is still Art, and I don't know. I think he's fun. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Well, um, yeah. Other than that, movie updates. I don't really have any that matter a whole lot. We can just hop right into after 18 minutes today's topic, which
This whole
I had
episode
a
is a movie update.
I had a great freaking idea for an episode that I have to push off now because you and Toby started roasting the fuck out of me because of my movie opinions. So now we have both put together a list of our top 10 favorite horror movies of all time, and we're going to grill each other on that. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure you will either not heard of these or you will hate me for it. But we'll see.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this out there. And also, if anybody's seen any of my episodes or our episodes from the Crypt, me and my buddy Derek's other podcast, I have mentioned this a million times. I am late to the horror game. Okay, I am way late to the horror game. I came into the horror franchise or genre in like 2016, 2017. Yes, I had seen some horror movies before, but I wasn't into horror movies. Okay.
I'm newer
Now,
than you, dude.
yeah, I know, but that's like just something that I want to preface with just this in general because like you are also brand new to horror. I've been watching horror movies now pretty regularly since about 2016, 2017. And I'd like to think that I've caught up for the most part with where people are, except for some of the classics that I've been kind of like slipping under my radar. So, my list, and definitely Peyton's list, are going to look so much different than what an actual horror fan would have on their list. I guarantee it. Obviously,
Yeah.
all horror fans are different, and there are going to be some horror fans that do like some, left field picks and shit. But I guarantee you a lot of mine and a lot of Peyton's are pretty left field picks for the horror genre, as
Well,
a whole.
well, we're both novices to this, but at the same time, it's not like we're brand new, fresh babies who don't know anything about movies. Like, I'd like
Yeah,
to think
yeah.
most of mine, I can discern a good horror movie, and it's not just like, yeah, that had good effects and the budget was right for it. It's like, I can appreciate it was made during whatever time it was made in, whatever the director's choice of format was, coloring, sound is a huge thing. Like,
Mm,
I know these things that go on in it and what it takes to I don't know what it takes to make a movie, but like we've had some practice with it and I've watched a shitload of movies. So
same.
this genre, I'd like to think while it's new for me, I can still say like this is why it's my favorite and
Yeah,
have some credibility up here.
yeah.
Not much.
And also, roasts aside, this is all opinionated. Like, there's gonna be movies I hate that Peyton loves, and movies that Peyton hates that I love, and so forth. Like, that's just how it is,
And you'll be wrong and we'll just move
Yeah,
on.
and Peyton's gonna have the wrong opinion most of the time, like 99% of the time.
I'm gonna go cry and watch Fan Four Stick after it and it'll make up and it won't matter anyway.
I'm gonna go and cry because you're watching Fan Four Stick.
Cry for me.
I'm gonna cry for you and everybody else on the planet for you enjoying that fucking movie. But
Before we get into this, can we not guess each other's lists? Like I have no idea what you've numbered it, but like can we guess a couple that will be on each other's lists? Because I think I know this is a test of friendship. I know more horror movies you hate than the ones that you love, which is it's not a good thing, I don't think.
some of mine,
It means I care when
some
you're
of mine,
bitching.
you definitely have never seen. Some of mine you've probably not heard of. And I have a couple honorable mentions as well, but you'd be
Okay, well,
surprised, I think. But
my two guesses, because they keep coming up all the time, is gonna be The Witch. Don't tell me if I got it or not. Don't tell me if these are actually on there. I want to be
okay,
surprised. But The Witch, and I'm gonna be so bold as to say that then A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, is gonna be your number one pick.
okay,
I would be, I'd be interested to see if you have Krampus on there. That would be a funny one because I hated that movie, but I know you enjoyed it. But we'll see
Okay.
because there's 10 of these. I struggled
Krampus.
to come up
Krampus
with
is a
10 if I'm
Christmas
being
movie.
honest.
That's a Christmas movie. What are you talking about?
Fuck you. No, it's not.
Fuck you mean? It's a Christmas movie. That's up there with Die Hard. They're like one of the best Christmas movies of all time.
Okay, whatever. Those are my guesses for you.
Okay. I know for a fact you've got one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres on there. I'm pretty certain. Especially after watching or making the song with you and shit, which I still haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that we did.
The Thing's gonna be on there. I'm pretty sure. And
Which one?
the one with fucking Kurt Russell. Right? That's his name. Did I fuck that up? No, yeah, Kurt
No,
Russell.
you got it. It's Kurt Russell.
Yeah, that one. Um, and then there's one more. I'm pretty sure. The Hills Have Eyes. I think
Okay.
the one that we
So,
watched the trailer for, or the opening scene for, on that one episode we did a couple times ago.
yeah. All
That
right, then.
that Hills Have Eyes.
All right. We'll keep that in the back of our minds.
I don't know which. I don't
Who,
know which one I would put as your number one, but I have a feeling those three would be on there. And if I had to pick one of those three that you're gonna put as your number one, I would probably put The Thing.
okay.
It would either be The Thing or The Hills Have Eyes, because those are the ones I've heard you talk about the most, I think.
All right. Now, how do we decide the order of who goes first on this? Does it matter at all?
No, it don't matter. I have some honorable mentions that I was gonna list off. If
All right.
you want me to just list off honorable mentions, and if you have any that you want to list off as well.
You go for it. I didn't include any, but maybe I'll think of some in the time.
I put Silent Hill, the Silent Hill from 2000.
I think it was 2006 or
2006.
2003. It was one of
Yeah,
those years. Hang on,
2006.
I'll look it up for you.
Silent Hill for 2006. We just watched that the other day. The
2006.
the atmosphere of it is just super fucking cool. As I don't think it was very well received. I think it was actually a pretty shit movie, all things considered. But I enjoy it for what it is, and the music alone gets me pumped up. Like I love the main theme melody. I think it's called Promise or something like that. I have it on several of my playlists on Spotify and shit. Love it. But that one's definitely one. The Wild Hunt. It's kind of a B movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was the one from our bad movies list.
Yeah, and which we found out wasn't actually. It's actually pretty well received. It's got like an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes or some shit.
The Wild Hunt.
Yeah, The Wild Hunt, and I'm pretty sure it had a budget of like $500,000, which is, I guess, technically a budget compared to a big studio, but not huge.
82%, 2009.
Yeah, so it got decent reviews, honestly, but that's on there. Even though I would consider it more of a drama than a horror, there's only a couple bits, and it's toward the end that really create the horror atmosphere of it. Even though the poster for it is menacing and it looks like that's what it's going to be the whole way through, but it really isn't, to be honest with you. However, I added it on here anyway. Terrifier 1, mainly because I think Terrifier 1 just has a specific atmosphere to it that I enjoyed watching again the second time, and I think that it just has more charm, standalone charm by itself, without having to go into any convoluted plot, without having to add any magic swords, without having to fucking do any
Fuck, you're gonna get me
padding.
mad.
I'm just saying, like, no padding in it, really. It's all just a goofy, funny horror movie, and it's fucked up and it's disgusting, but it's also like silly, at the same time. And I think that's fun. I think it's fun. And The Witch made it to my honorable mentions.
Oh, damn. I thought it was going to be up higher.
I know, and I did too, until I started listing off fucking horror movies that I love a lot, and I was like, fuck me, dude. And it almost made my list, but I remembered one at the last minute when I was looking at horror movie lists before we started recording that I forgot, and I was like, oh, nope, that one's got to go in there. So, there's that one. But anyway, those are my 4 honorable mentions. If you have any, by all means, hit me up.
I can't remember the year, but there's one that I don't know why it sparked, but one of the Children of the Corn movies stood out to me. I just remember seeing it as a kid, and it really fucked me up. It was one of those that it follows what I love about horror movies, and that's being stranded in a place where like if you got out, there's nowhere to go. So being in a cornfield in this like old town
The
is
OG
like that.
Children of the Corn is fucking phenomenal. I
I
love the
think it
OG Children of the Corn.
I think I'm thinking of the 2001 version, but
The
I don't know.
remake,
I'm looking
the
at
most
pictures. It looks
recent,
like shit.
the most recent remake of it was awful.
They keep getting
Like
worse.
it was bafflingly bad.
The
Like
2020 version,
yeah,
yeah.
that one. That one was so bad that it's like up there with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Like it's fucking miserable.
Yeesh. Yeah, there's a lot of these Children of the Corn movies, but
I think it's the OG that I'm thinking of from the 80s. Pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of. But
other than that, man, I don't know that I have any other honorable mentions. It was hard for me to come up with 10. It was legitimately difficult because I have five like easy ones.
yeah,
And then the rest is like 4 and 5 star fillers, I
yeah,
would say.
we
What
probably could
I'd
have
be
done a
rating
top
that.
five to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, at least none of your honorable mentions are the ones that I guessed.
That's true because I didn't have any. You're so smart, man.
I know, but at least you didn't mention them as honorable mentions, alluding to the fact that they're not in your list, and I was wrong.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you're more right than I am, I guess, at this point.
I'm like 2%,
Yeah, exactly.
like 2% by technicality, because you don't have any more honorable
Just
mentions.
take the
But
win, man. Just take the dub. Shut
all right,
up. Where's your Where's your number 10 spot?
number 10.
Or we're going from I mean these are all great obviously, but we're going from least to best, right?
Yeah, yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Number 10, another horror comedy, phenomenal horror comedy, as a matter of fact. Cabin in the Woods. Love.
Really?
So good. So good. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, but
I thought it was you or Derek that hated it.
I'm pretty sure it's I don't know. I don't remember if Derek hates it, but I want to say Derek hates it too. I don't remember, but it's not me. I love Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
Um, but specifically, Chris Hemsworth's character, when he fucking dies, dude, I lost it, dude. I fucking rolled. That shit killed me when he fucking ramps the little canyon or whatever, and he hits the fucking wall, and that's when like they start to realize that they're trapped in this simulation thing or whatever. That shit fucking catches me off guard, even though I know it's happening every time. It still fucks me up every time I see it, and I laugh my ass off. I love it.
Dude, got a 92%. Holy shit on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
That's
because
crazy.
it's fucking phenomenal, dude. It's so good.
2011.
It's so good.
Oh man, Spawn doesn't count as a horror movie, does it? That would have been a cool one.
Spawn? Yeah, Spawn's
Yeah.
horror.
It is. It's horror action. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'd have to throw that on the honorable mentions. Something about the little blue clown saying the F slur is just something else.
All right.
Also, that movie was visually pretty crazy. My number 10, I have all my movies with me, except there are some that I don't have, and my number 10 spot, which I've talked about a handful of times, is Willy's Wonderland, of course,
Nice. Nice.
which was also on my list of bad, good movies.
I didn't think that that would be on your list. Like, I know you've mentioned it, and I know you've mentioned liking it, but then I think I underestimated how many horror movies you've actually seen. So
It's
I was like, fuck, maybe that isn't gonna make
it's
your list.
just it's just so goofy, and now that I've seen Five Nights at Freddy's, I can tell people like, no, this is better. And also, that's one of those movies that's like you can't take seriously, and it's so much fun to get somebody else to watch it and meme on it with you.
Yeah,
Like, there's a group atmosphere to watching Nicolas Cage drink punch and then go and beat up animatronics while he's a janitor for a night.
I still need to watch that. Maybe Meg and I'll watch that tonight.
Should
Might watch
funny.
that tonight. We'll see. Is this streaming anywhere?
I think it was on Hulu for a time. It might not be anymore. Let me look it up for you. We'll find out real quick. But in the meantime, where are you at on your number 9 spot? Willy's Wonderland was also 2021. Tubi, I guess, is where you can watch it. You
Nice.
have Tubi?
Yeah, I have Tubi. Tubi's free, so
Tubi,
probably
Crackle, and Redbox are all free. Plex. Oh, Amazon Prime Video. Holy shit, it's on everything, dude. Amazon Prime, Freevee, Hulu.
I've got all those. All
Well,
right,
then you have no excuse.
sweet. Yeah, we might watch that later. We'll see. Anyway, my number 9 is another horror comedy. One that I'm almost certain you haven't seen, but it is called Deathgasm. And
I I heard you and Toby, not you and Toby, you and Derek talking about this one. 2015, that Deathgasm.
Deathgasm, yep. And it just got cleared for a sequel, or the sequel just got done shooting, I think, actually. So that's fun. That's exciting. And the fact that it just got done recording or shooting or whatever, and found out that Matt Heafy, lead singer of Trivium, is going to be in it. I shit my pants, dude. I'm not fucking kidding. I shit my pants. Like, one of my favorite artists of all time, one of my favorite bands of all time. Matt Heafy is just such a cool dude. And the fact that he got to be a part of this film when Trivium was such a big inspiration for the original film. There's even like Trivium posters and shit in the backdrops, and I'm pretty sure one of the characters is wearing a Trivium shirt and so forth. It's just cool. And for anybody that doesn't know what Deathgasm is, it's pretty much it's a story about this fucking loser who's into like really heavy metal and shit, and his parents died or something, so he's living with his fucking like aunt and uncle or some shit, and they fucking hate him or something, and he gets bullied in school and shit, the whole rundown. Well, he ends up finding this piece of sheet music that's like ancient, and he joins a band, and the band starts playing the music that's on this sheet music, and it like summons the fucking devil, and it starts creating zombies and shit, and like all the people that are in the town start turning into ravenous zombies and whatnot. But it's fucking hilarious. The special effects are almost entirely practical. There's a scene where the dude gets to beat the living fuck out of his stepmom with dildos. That's funny as shit. The whole thing is just a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster, but yeah, it's super funny, super fucked up, and one of those movies that you cannot take seriously at all, but it is a fun ride, no matter
It
what.
sounds like if you were to combine Harry Potter with regular show, it just slap those two together.
If you combine Harry Potter and regular show and then take a shit in someone else's pants and then ejaculate on it, that's Deathgasm.
Well, that happens in regular show, like regularly. Yeah.
Wow.
Now
Anyway,
you're gonna have
that's
to
my number
binge it
9.
until you find it. My number nine, I think I have to put the first one above the sequel, but it's gonna be A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah, the first one is better than the sequel.
Yeah, but the sequel was really, really good.
It was all right.
No, it was freaking solid.
It was
Um,
pretty good, but it wasn't necessary. They could have ended
I,
it with the first movie and it would have been fine.
yeah, they could have, but the sequel was not something where I was like, I mean, I went into it thinking, man, how are they gonna like make a sequel out of this? They kind of done the thing already. Like the whole movie, you have to remain silent. Any little noise will cause the monsters to come. They did that all, but they found a really good way to make the second one work. So I really like that. John Krasinski did pretty great. Emily Blunt also great. I feel like everybody knows the plot, or not the plot, but the whole gimmick of A Quiet Place. If you
Yeah,
don't, I sort of just explained it. You stay quiet, or the monster kills. Like the opening of it is the monster comes and kills the family's child,
yeah.
like immediately. So that just kind of blew me away, and yeah, it's a good survival horror, I think, and a lot of good character deaths that are actually meaningful. People aren't just cannon fodder for the monsters. And the way the second one works is like um, the mom is pregnant in the first one, and you're like, holy shit, a pregnant woman during the apocalypse, like that's, and you have to remain quiet at all times. How are they going to make it work? And they did. And then the second one, she has the baby, and it's like, well, shit, they've done it. They've had the baby. That's a success. They won. But now it's like, oh shit, they have a baby, a screaming, crying baby when they're supposed to be quiet at all times. So how are they gonna make that work?
I
And
can
they
tell you
and they
right
make it
now,
work again.
getting a baby to be quiet whenever you want it to, no.
When you pull out your 100% off coupon. Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's my number nine. Good movie, really good movie.
I I don't know why I thought of this one because you didn't say anything that has anything to do with it whatsoever. But I need to add Train to Busan on my honorable mentions because I just recently watched that and that shit was fucked and loved it. Phenomenal zombie movie. If you've not seen Train to Busan, definitely check it out.
I haven't seen it.
I needed to add it to my list. I've been keeping a list of all the horror movies that I've seen or that I've watched this spooky season, and I'm gonna
Dude,
talk about
use
it on
your
one of these episodes. But
use your fucking letterboxed.
Letterbox.
Letterboxed. I've told you about this. It's Goodreads, but for movies.
No. I'm writing down all the ones I watched this spooky season specifically.
I know they track what month you've seen them in. So this month, like in October, I've seen Nimona on the 7th. I saw Schindler's List on the 8th. A Quiet Place Day 1 on the 9th, and Terrifier 2 on the 13th. It keeps track of all that.
Interesting. I don't have Letterbox, so I'll have to get that. But
I've told you so many fucking times, Jacob.
I haven't done it. Anyway, my number 8 is one that most people have seen, so I'm going away from the not left field ones and one that's a little bit more popular, and that is Scream. Scream
Yeah.
1 is phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
It's a damn good movie, and I used to not be super fond of it. This is one that was pretty fucked up for me because I don't know if I was talking about it on this podcast or on From the Crypt, but I had a babysitter once that took me to see this in theaters because her friends were going and she could not miss it. So she took me, without telling my mom, of course, snuck me into the theater, and this scared the shit out of me. For the
It's a good story
for the
for development.
dude, for the longest time, it was the opening scene with Drew Barrymore's character getting stabbed and her guts falling out and shit, hanging from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I could not stop playing that fucking scene in the back of my head when I was a kid, dude. It scared the shit out of me. So yeah, for the longest time, I refused to watch this movie, but got around to it obviously as I got older, and the more I've seen it, the more I love it. And every time I watch it, I always find some kind of little snippet of something I didn't see before that just adds even more awesomeness to it and so forth. So that's pretty cool.
The only reason that didn't make my list was because I was afraid of the rewatchability of it. Because I just watched it for the first time this
Yeah,
year,
I mean,
like last month.
you already know what's gonna happen now, yeah, but it's still cool to look at. Like, if you watch it again, you're gonna notice things that you didn't notice before because in your head you're trying to figure out who the killer is. But if you go back and watch it now, you're gonna be thinking about like, oh shit, they told me who the killer is right here. They told me who the killer is right there. They told me who the killer. Like the whole time I was watching this, they're screaming at my face, and I didn't notice because the filmmaking of it was fucking phenomenal. They just did a damn good job. So the whole time they're telling you it's this person, this person, this person, this person, and yeah, there's some red herrings in there, but there's some that are blatantly obvious. And it's just, I don't know, it was really cool. It was cool how they did that, and like I said, every time I watch it now, I still find something different that I didn't see before, or didn't realize before, didn't notice before watching it the first 50 times or whatever. So, and I think that makes a damn good movie, you know? So.
Yeah, no, it does. I love Scream. I loved it so much. It was a 5-star movie, easily.
Solid. The cast is fucking phenomenal, too. I love Skeet and I love Matthew Lillard, and dude, it's just, dude, such a damn good cast, dude. Such a damn good cast.
It is.
Drew Barrymore for like 10 minutes, but still, so good. Anyway, that's my number 8.
My number 8. So my number 8, my number 7 could be switched out. It was just rewatchability. I think I would rather rewatch my number 7 more often than my number 8. But my number 8 is the original 1954 Godzilla. I have 2 Godzillas on this list, by the way.
Of course. See, I didn't
One
know.
of them
I
didn't
didn't
make
know
it
if you
because
were
it
going.
wasn't a horror.
I was gonna say I didn't know if you were gonna consider all the Godzillas horror, so I wasn't sure if that was something you'd have on your list or not. But I already know you're a fucking Godzilla freak. I just didn't.
Well, one of them was not. This one was meant to be a horror movie, and it works so well. It's so fun to watch, and it was actually scary. If you got a soundbar and a subwoofer,
I do.
and you hear those original Godzilla roars from that, ooh, bone-chilling noises. That's
Oh,
something you have to get right, is the sound that the monster makes. And
yeah.
so even though there's like derpy scenes at the end with Godzilla destroying the town, and it's so obvious that it's miniatures and it's just a dude in a suit kicking shit over, black and white fixed everything, made it look solid.
Hey, we did that.
Like the acting is somehow crazy good. Like the people that are running around in the miniature and all that, like it's not only fun for its time, but it's just like actually scary sometimes to see what the creature is. And everything Godzilla stands for is amazing. The fact that this was made because of what happened during World War II. That makes it a whole lot scarier.
Yeah, yeah. World War II was a fucking horror in itself. So
Yeah, especially for Japan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. World War II is fucked. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, my number 7 is an animated movie,
Ooh.
and it's a spin on one of the OG horror movies, Frankenweenie.
Oh no, dude.
Tim Burton's Frankenweenie.
Does that count? Is it
Yes,
horror?
it's a horror movie. It's based on one of the original horror movies.
I'll be damned. Family horror.
Yeah,
2012.
it's so good, dude. It's so good, and I like Tim Burton movies in general. Um, if anybody knows me at all, obviously you know that I love Tim Burton movies. But this one is a staple. This is one that I watch every year during spooky season. We just watched it the other day. I just showed my girlfriend for the first time. She had not seen it before. She loved it. She fucking loved it. She wants to watch it again. I'm like, dude, we have so many other horror movies we have to watch, but she fucking loved it. So it's just a good movie. It's a good movie. Again, it is family horror, so yes, it's not the scariest, but there are some pretty fucked up themes in it, as you would probably imagine.
Yeah.
But being able to see the parallels between, like Frankenstein, like the original Frankenstein movies, like the original, like the old black and white ones, and like Van Helsing and all that kind of stuff, like all of those things being incorporated into this, as well as a lot of like nods to Godzilla and some of those things and whatnot. It's just cool. It's cool to be able to witness something like that in the lens of a Tim Burton animation. Stop
Maybe I need
motion.
to watch it again because it has been like a. I don't think I watched it since it came out, but I
Yeah,
know my
dude,
wife really liked it.
you have to watch it, dude. You have to watch it again. Like, it's really good. Again, the horror references in general are plenty worth watching, or watching it for just for that alone. But yeah, there's like obviously Dracula references and Godzilla references and Van Helsing references, and they kind of get everything matched up really well to like kind of parallel the events of the original Frankenstein movies and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. And stop motion, I think, is just a creepy medium in general. It's kind of uncanny.
It is, yeah.
No matter which way you hack it. Even if you watch something that's smooth, like Coraline, for example, Coraline's very smooth and it flows very well. So it's not a bunch of like really jittery motions, like something like Nightmare Before Christmas, for example. But it's still unsettling, no matter what. It's just
Oh,
because of
cl-
claymation being very
claymation
unsettling.
is always unsettling to me.
Yeah,
Like stop motion is not always, but claymation for sure. At least I don't know what it is about
yeah.
the shapes and the material, but I don't like
Especially,
it.
especially when it's jittery. When it's jittery and you can see
Yeah.
like you can see maybe like a frame missing or something like that, or like the fingerprints and stuff on the clay like moving around. It's very weird. It's very weird to watch in general, but fun nonetheless. I enjoy the fuck out of it. So there's that.
You
But
gotta
yeah,
watch
number 7.
some of the old Gumby episodes, dude. Those are
Yeah, Gumby's fucking creepy.
Yeah, it is. If I
Gumby,
watched that as an
dude,
adult, I'd be really uncomfortable.
Gumby's on my list.
Gumby is?
No.
I was gonna say, there's no way Gumby is considered a horror.
It's terrifying. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my number 7. I'm gonna mute my mic for a minute because there's a fucking idiot dog barking really loud. So go ahead and talk about your number 7.
My number 7 is Would You Rather. I know that Derek didn't even give it a fucking thought on your guys' horror movies from the 2010s period. Now I gotta look it up. 2012. Yeah, 61%, so it wasn't the best thing in the world, but I thought this was an incredibly fun movie, and even though I know how it ends and I know who the last survivor in the game is, it's still super fun to watch. There's something about choices and making choices that scares me in horror movies. I don't like seeing that kind of shit because I go into my own little fight or flight mode. Like one of the things is they're given a card and they can either dunk their heads in a barrel of water and try to hold their breath for a full minute, or take the mystery card. And every single one of those, the mystery card is so much worse. Like one of them, the dude, he flips it over and it's just a picture of an explosive, and he's like, "What's this mean?" And the dude tells him like, "Oh, you have to hold a firecracker in your hand," and you get to watch that explode. Shit's crazy. Like what rich
Easy.
people do with their time and money is terrifying, and that's the whole premise of it. Is like the main character in it. She needs to get money for her brother to have some kind of operation or whatever, and this dude's like, I can give you the money, but you're gonna play my little would you rather game that's hosted by a bunch of other people who also need money, and the game is to hold out as long as you can. The winner, the last one alive, gets the pot.
I have not seen Would You Rather, so I can't really speak on that one. As far as like Derek not giving it the time of day, I've never seen it, so. Um, but I would check it out. I'd watch it.
It's another one on Hulu.
Nice. Speaking of games, though, and newer movies, or you said that was 2012, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're not newer. But anyway, this one just came out like last week. But it's What's Inside. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but holy
No.
fuck. Holy shit. That's going on my honorable mentions, as a matter of fact. I forgot about that until just a minute ago. Because you mentioned a game and rich people, and I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, dude. It's What's Inside is nuts. I'm not fucking kidding you. My girlfriend and I had to stop the movie like halfway through and get a sketch pad out and draw a diagram to like connect pieces.
Oh, so you're playing the game too?
Well, we're so the premise is, and this isn't a spoiler. I'm pretty sure it shows you in the trailer, but this dude comes over for this party or whatever, and they're at this big ass mansion, and he's got this machine that he hooks these little things up to, and like everybody gets a little stickers or whatever to put on their thing that's connected to this machine, and he has the ability to transfer somebody's consciousness into another person's body. And he said that he's been developing this for a while with his team or whatever, and they play like this game at the office where they'll switch and they have to guess who is who, and that's the whole
Okay.
premise of the game. And then of course some fucked up shit happens, and like obviously that's a very touchy thing to be playing with, of course. But there's a point towards the middle end of it or whatever where we were like, wait, hold on, who is who? For a second, hang on. So we stopped and we were like, okay, so this person's in this person's body, this person's in this person's body, this person's in this person's body. That means this person's left. They have this. Dude, I'm not fucking kidding. I have it in my sketchbook. We have a fucking diagram where we had to like draw it out for a second because we wanted to guess who was the ones doing the fucking shit and so forth, because some of the movie doesn't tell you. Like there's parts of the movie where like they don't mention who is actually in whose body, so it kind of forces you to guess, and it also throws you some red herrings about like somebody will say, oh hey, so and so the audience will think, oh, that's so and so, but in reality it's not, because that was just the character thinking it was so and so, not the audience with the meta knowledge that that isn't so and so forth. It's very fucking convoluted, but very, very good. Very well done. The editing was phenomenal.
Were either of you right at the end? Do you know who was who?
For the most part, yes.
Oh, you slipped up though?
There is a huge curveball. a huge curveball that we did not expect. So, very, very well done. Very well done. Check that out if you have not seen it. It's What's Inside. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. Yeah, so good. So fucking good. Anyway, number 6. Number 6, I believe. Hang on, let me confirm this really quick. Is another Tim Burton movie. Yeah, another Tim Burton movie, but not an animation. It is Sleepy Hollow from 1999, I believe. Yeah, 99.
I should have guessed that one.
Sleepy Hollow. The legend of Sleepy Hollow in general is one of my favorite legends. It's one of my favorite like folklore stories or whatever. The actual reading itself is not very long. If anybody ever gets the chance to read it, you should, just because it's very short. So you might as well fucking read it anyway. Get it out of the way. But it's a really cool fucking legend. It's a cool story, and I think the Headless Horseman is just a very underrated horror movie villain or icon or whatever. I don't think he's utilized as much in like promotions for spooky season, you know. Recently I have seen a lot more Headless Horseman stuff. We went to Michael's the other day, Arts and Crafts, and we seen some Headless Horseman shit, and then I think there was some stuff at like Marshall's, there was some Headless Horseman shit. I was very surprised, but you don't really see the Headless Horseman in advertising for horror stuff, especially movies and whatnot. Because you're always seeing Freddy and Jason and fucking Art the Clown now, but you don't ever see the fucking Headless Horseman, and that's just a shame because he's like, I don't know, the legend of Sleepy Hollow is just super iconic and super cool, and I like the added bits and backstory and lore and shit that the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow gave. It's super creepy, super unsettling in some parts. Yeah, good movie. If you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, definitely should check it out.
My wife watches a lot of the like Grimm and fairy tale stuff like that, so I know that she's must have seen The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow, but I haven't, and I know there's like a couple shows about it too. But yeah, I think he needs some better representation. Something about a knight on a horse that's just fucking badass.
And imagine that knight on a horse with no fucking head. And he just carries around he carries around a flaming jack-o'-lantern as his head. That's fucking dope, dude. That's dope.
Oh my god, getting texts. Sorry. Where are we at? Am I on 6?
Yes, 6.
Shin Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla. I had to make sure this was a horror because some of the Godzilla movies are not horror. This would have easily been Godzilla -1, and I probably would have knocked the original 1954 out so that this could be in that list. But
keep talking. I'll be right back. I gotta close the fucking door. Keep talking.
You such a bitch. All right, fine. This movie came out 2016. I cannot stop thinking about this awesome fucking horror movie. It's on like a $7 million budget. However, despite its small budget, crazy good effects for what it is. This is the first time that Godzilla has ever been completely CGI and special effects. It's always been a dude in a suit from Japan before. And this has the best atomic breath scene in any of the Godzilla movies that there ever will be. With
Wait, when did that come out?
2016.
That first entirely CG?
First entirely CG. You look at the rest from Japan and you tell me.
The rest from Japan, maybe.
That's what I said, yeah. And Japan is the only one that should be making fucking Godzilla movies. I hate the MonsterVerse Godzilla. I hate those movies. They're not good.
I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the one from like...
You're talking about the 1998 one. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, that's American Godzilla right there, baby.
Yes, it is. Dude, when I was a kid, I used to be obsessed with that Godzilla. When I was a child...
Godzilla better.
When I was a child, I was obsessed with that Godzilla. That American-ass Godzilla.
The plot that's going on in Shin Godzilla with the people is not that interesting, but it's basically about how the UN will not do like anything because Japan has a history of their government wants to sit idly by and not take action. So they show scenes where it's like you got a whole table full of like the most important people in their government, and they turn their head to the next person sitting right next to them, like, "Should we do it? Is this okay?" And then they turn their head and like, "Are you gonna go ahead and give the all clear?" And then they do that to the next guy too, just to show that like, even though this devastating monster who is always evolving and destroying everything, they're still not bothering with it. They're waiting till the last minute to take any action. And it was also made after a time where Japan suffered a triple incident with like I think they had a tsunami come in, and then a bunch of power plants got wiped out because of it. Like a whole ton of shit went down, and the government response was basically, "I don't know what to do about it, guys."
Figure it out.
So the lore surrounding it, it was also directed and made by the same dude that did Evangelion, which I'm also very much obsessed with now. So yeah,
Right.
Shin Godzilla, the second best Godzilla movie, easily.
Nice.
Where you at on your number 5? We're finally halfway through.
Top 5. Yeah, these will probably go quicker because like a lot of these speak for themselves. So I don't really have to explain.
All right.
But this one I will probably explain a little bit because it is a little bit more in the left field. This is probably my only left field pick for my top 5, at least. The rest of them are definitely just pretty straightforward. Like, you'll know why they're in my top 5. But Creep is my number 5. I love...
Not Creep Show?
No, just Creep.
Okay. You told me to watch Creep, and then you sent me a file, like a large file, and I deleted it, so I didn't have a large file sitting on my computer.
You need to watch Creep. I don't know where it's streaming at, but you need to figure out if it's... we're going to look up if it's streaming. Creep Show is fun, too, as well. So if you get a chance to watch Creep Show, watch that. There's a couple of those, actually. But Creep is from 2004. You can watch it on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix with It's What's Inside. Put those on your list.
I'm looking them up now.
But yeah, it's found footage, which I know is kind of cliche as fuck, but
I like found footage.
it's a very well done found footage, and it's using a cast of people that are not like massive names, so it allows you to like it allows you to get that same kind of feeling that a lot of people had during the Blair Witch Project movie, where like you don't know the people. It's not Johnny Depp in the main role, you know. It's like it's people that you would have not probably seen in movies before, and I'm pretty sure the entire cast is only 2 people.
Did you say 2004 and mean 2014? Because there's a 2014
Oh yeah,
one.
sorry, 2014. My bad, 2014.
Okay, that's on the list now.
Yeah,
I
2014.
want to make sure.
Creep. There is a Creep 2. It is pretty good, but it is not as good as the first one by any stretch. Definitely watch Creep, though. It is super fucking good. As far as found footage goes, it's probably my favorite found footage movie of all time. So there's that. It's just not my general format that I enjoy, but that one is very good. Very well done. And yeah, phenomenal. Great stuff. Good shit. It is very creepy.
As the name would maybe
allude to.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my number 5 is The Lighthouse.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got the 4K UK import version of it.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Fucking what a great film! Like this
It
is
is-
I've
it
only
is very
seen it
good.
once, but like I can't stop thinking about it. I just really want to rewatch this movie so badly.
I need to rewatch it, to be honest with you. I've seen it twice now, I think, but I need to rewatch it.
It's a creepy and eerie story, and it's all done in black and white. I think it was like 2019. Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Fantastic combination. They're playing roles that I've never seen them do before.
That's also only 2 people in the cast, isn't it?
Yeah, it
or
is.
the main cast. Or no, there's a mermaid.
There is, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
A mermaid
There's
siren
technically
type.
a third.
Yeah.
Wow. Our number 5
just-
picks both had a cast of 2.
It's crazy good acting, and it's all just really unsettling the whole time. And it's one of those that doesn't frustrate you because you don't know what's going on. It makes you want to like figure out the lore of why things are the way they are and who's lying, who's telling the truth, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You just want to know about the jizz. Why is everyone coming in this so often? Why is Robert Pattinson saying, I hate you and your smelly farts? So good.
Dude, it's phenomenal. Willem Dafoe plays such a fantastic crazy man. Dude,
Yeah, he does.
just such a fantastic lunatic man.
He
I
is a
love
sea
it.
shanty for sure.
Dude, so good. I need to go back and rewatch it again as well. Definitely a damn good pick. I'll give you that one for sure.
Thank you.
I'm not sure about your Godzilla picks, but I'll give you that one.
You haven't seen him. You don't know. Fuck you. Where you at with number 4?
Anyway, number 4. Trick or Treat. Sam is a fucking icon. It's a great movie. It's charming. It's kind of funny in some spots, but it's also fucking terrifying. There's some parts in it that are just fucking creepy.
I need to know if this is one that I saw a steelbook for the other day or not. I don't think. Trick or Treat or Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat.
Oh, so 2007?
Yes, I believe so.
Horror comedy.
It's got some funny stuff in it. It's a very fucked up story, but like the whole thing. It's an anthology, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
That's the word. Yeah.
Wait, what? Trick or Treat 2, and then there's a recommendation for. Oh, never mind the recommendations. I was gonna say Santa's Sleigh. How the fuck is that a sequel to any of this?
No. Anyway, Sam is just a fucking icon. He is like a guardian of Halloween, if you will, and it's just a damn good movie. It's fun. It's cool to see how all the stories connect in the end, and it's just a ride, man. It's a ride. When I went to the Silver Scream Con last month, there was a group of people dressed up as the kids that were on the bus with the fucking creepy old school Halloween masks and whatnot, which was super fucking cool. I loved that. Just the fact that they were going so deep as to not dress up as Sam, but dressed up as like the kids from the bus in Trick or Treat, which is pretty cool. Yeah, definitely give it a check out if you haven't seen it before. Such a good movie. Definitely watch it on Halloween if you can.
Okay.
That'll make it so much better because it is the movie to watch on Halloween. Not Halloween. None of the Halloween movies, as a matter of fact. You'll notice that none of the Halloween movies are on my list. Just in case you were wondering, spoiler.
I figured as much. One of the things I was gonna say at the beginning of this was like, I'm willing to bet that none of the Halloween movies, none of the Friday the 13th movies, and none of the Saw movies made your list.
I was considering putting Saw 1 as an honorable mention because after watching Saw 1 again last year and just a couple days ago, I have a newfound respect for Saw 1. Saw 1 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
2 is pretty good. 2 is pretty good as well. I think it's up there with Saw 1. And 3's all right. But they should have kept
convoluting things too hard.
They should have kept it as a trilogy, though. I wish they would have just left it at that. Because I have now watched every Saw movie up through 7. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't it, Chief. It ain't it.
7's good.
7 was awful.
Fuck. No,
7 was fucking awful.
7's the one where the dude has to put the hooks through his pectoral muscles, right? And he's got to, like, chain himself, like, carry himself up.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, that made my stomach hurt, that movie, and I was like, that's good. These are the good Saw traps.
It was awful. The traps are okay, yeah, but everything about it otherwise is fucking awful, dude.
It's not good again until Saw X.
I still have to watch Jigsaw, Spiral, and X. I have to. We're doing a From the Crypt episode on it, so I've got to do all
I'm so sorry. They're the worst.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. None of those movies. No Halloween. Fuck Halloween, okay? Trick or Treat is the movie to watch on Halloween. That's the one, okay?
Right.
Trick or Treat is more of a fucking Halloween movie than any of the Halloween movies. And I'll say that. I'll say it louder for the people in the back, dude. I'm just saying.
Say it loud.
Dude, watch Trick or Treat on Halloween. It's so fucking good.
Okay.
Anyway,
so my number 4, you got one of them. The Hills Have Eyes. The
Nice. I
first
knew that was
one.
going to be in there somewhere.
The Hills Have Eyes 2006 unrated because the unrated version actually extends some of the scenes, and there's a point where a man is he's like tied to a post burning, and you get to watch his eyeballs pop and melt out of his skull when it's
This
unrated.
is a PSA while you're talking about that. Always in the category of horror specifically, always get the unrated version of whatever it is.
Yes,
If you're going to watch a fucking Friday the 13th movie and it is not unrated, you're doing yourself a disservice because the story for the Friday the 13th movies are shit. If you're going to watch a Friday the 13th movie, you want to watch it for the kills. What do the versions that aren't or that are rated have? No kills. There's no fucking kills in them that are on screen. It's like censored to shit. Don't ever watch a fucking horror movie that's rated like that. If it has an unrated version of it, watch the unrated version of it. That's just the
yes.
way it's meant to be watched. Don't fuck yourself over and get something that's not rated or that is rated.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think I've talked about The Hills Have Eyes a couple times, but I mean, I showed you the trailer, or not the trailer, I showed you the intro of it on
Yeah, I've seen
here,
that
which
before.
is why that immediately just started as a five-star movie with seeing that. And of course, people
It's
trapped in that canyon, or not in the canyon, they're trapped in the mountains of New Mexico, and there's cannibals that have been affected by radiation. That sounds really stupid, but when you actually see the mutated people, like it adds a whole lot of unsettledness to it, and the fact that they're cannibals eating people, and it's also not their fault that they're like that. Like I think in most movies or like society in general, we try to say the monsters are the ugly, bad people, but there's just a slip of a moment in there where like the leader of these cannibal people are they're like, no, you did this. You and your people testing your nuclear weapons here made us this way,
mm,
and you feel bad for them just for a moment.
yeah.
And the fact that they can keep picking off all the fucking family members one at a time, it's so good. It's a bloody massacre. It's extremely uncomfortable with like I mean, there's like the sexual assault stuff in it is just terrifying to watch, and putting people through genuine like torment. Stealing a husband's wife and child and threatening to eat the child. No, I can't.
Yeah. After watching it again last year, it was way better than the first time I watched it. I will give you that. Definitely not my favorite, but
That's fair.
I enjoyed it way more watching it last year again with fresh eyes, than I did when I first seen it. When I first seen it, I was like, okay, this is fucking stupid. Whatever. I'm not watching the rest of this. I watched like 3/4 of it and was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. I can't do this.
Yeah, it just hit all the markers for me for what a good horror movie is, and then it also the sequel is not bad. It's a little worse, but it's not bad.
As I've watched more horror movies over the course of time, my opinion on how a horror movie should be has changed.
Yeah.
Or what I like in a horror movie has changed. Because if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, or maybe not 10 years ago, but if you would have asked me at the beginning of my horror movie experience, if I liked Terrifier, I would have said, fuck no. This is not
Mhm.
my cup of tea. I don't like this at all. I don't give a shit about the gore stuff. Like, none of that is fun to me. But now I love it. I think I understand it now. Anyway, to a better degree than I did before. So,
We're in the top three now, dude.
top three.
Top three.
What did you say for my number one?
Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, and now I'm gonna add another one. I know like we're getting down to the wire, but I forgot about it. Chapter one
Okay.
or chapter two.
Okay.
Chapter fuck it. Chapter one. It chapter one is gonna be in here.
Okay. Well, my number three is neither of those. It is Candyman.
Yeah, why didn't I fucking say Candyman? You always talk about Candyman.
I love Candyman. I
Yeah, yeah,
love
you
Candyman,
do.
dude. It's so fucking good. Tony Todd is a phenomenal actor. Dude is just a fucking legend. I love him so much. His voice is just, yes, please, daddy. Yes, speak to me more, please. But damn good movie, damn good message. It's completely fucked in every way that it can be fucked. It talks about a lot of social issues and stuff, as well as just being a damn good horror movie that makes your spine just like tingle. Like it's just creepy and it's scary, just like one of the good classic horror movies should be. In my opinion, I feel like Candyman should be replacing Jason Voorhees in the big three. I think that Candyman is more of an iconic character, or more deserving of that position than Jason Voorhees by a landslide.
Candyman didn't get 13 movies, hombre.
I know, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind because there's not a single one of those 13 movies that are good. So it just, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? I understand it. Like I said, like I told you before, and like I told Derek before, I understand it now. I get it. And after listening to the creator of Friday the 13th, like him in person at one of the panels at the HorrorCon, like talk about it and explain that they were just kind of winging shit and they were just doing it for fun because it's fun, to do it. And it's just, it just took on a mind of its own kind of thing, like I get it. And I have respect for it, sure. But if we're going to make a top 3 icons of horror, I feel like Candyman is more deserving of Jason Voorhees' position. And I will definitely be talking about somebody that I think should replace Michael Myers' position as well, but we'll talk about him in a little bit.
Well, you take that to your Tumblr, and we'll get the whole internet to change it for you, okay?
Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
So it wasn't my number 1, but my top 3 are pretty interchangeable. But yeah, The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. I don't think there's a single person alive that says this is a bad movie because
if you do,
it's
you're
fantastic.
a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Shapeshifter alien that they find out in Antarctica is able to perfectly mimic any living organism that comes within a certain vicinity of it, and the practical effects are what make this movie what it is. It's a truly beautiful masterpiece. So, like, I was never a hater. I always wanted to watch it, and when I did, it made me super fucking scared the first time. And then 6 months later, when I had forgotten who the Thing was at certain parts, like I forgot who was who at moments, it was just awesome to watch it again. It's one of those, like, if you want a mystery to solve while also being very scared, it'll do it for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the opening scene is them shooting at a dog, and it's like, what's going on here? You find out it's actually very important that they kill that dog.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. Very well done. I need to get that one in the books for this spooky season because I have not watched it since Derek and I watched it before I left. So it would have been 2 Halloweens ago. It's the last time
I'll probably watch it again. I think this steelbook version of it from Mondo actually comes with like a director's commentary as part of it that you can watch during the movie. So
oh, nice.
Maybe I'll actually watch it, like not just for entertainment, but to analyze what's going on, so I can learn more about it. The 2011 version of The Thing sucked ass. It ruined everything.
I've never seen it. I've never had any desire to see it either.
I know the inspiration from this one comes from a 1950s movie called The Thing from Beyond or some shit like that. I don't know what it is, but I need to watch that one too as well. That Thing from Beyond or whatever is actually playing in the first Halloween movie. That's what horror movie they're watching. So it was funny to see that and be like, oh, they're alluding to how in like 4 years he's gonna make that.
Yeah. All right. Number 2.
Did I get it? Did I do it?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, fuck. Really?
Number 1. Very first Nightmare on Elm Street is my number 2. I love this movie. I watch it every year. I will be watching it here soon, within the next couple of days, probably.
I will watch it for you. I need to watch it still. I have it. I need to watch it.
You haven't seen them yet?
Like, I remember bits and pieces from when I was young and watch it, but I need to sit down as an adult and thoroughly examine the movie in front of me.
You should watch the first 3 at least.
Okay.
The first 3 are good. don't remember the fourth and fifth one all that much. I have to go back and watch the older ones, or the not the older ones, the later ones.
Yeah, aren't there like 8?
Yeah, that's quite a bit. Just don't even worry about the fucking remake. It's fucking miserable. It is awful. I watched the first 20 minutes of it and I turned it off. I was like, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. Not it, Chief. But anyway, the first 3, legendary, great films, and that's another reason why Freddy is someone I don't have an issue with being in the big 3, because his first 3 movies are great. Okay.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, his first 2 movies were the ones that were great, right? According to people that like the Halloween franchise. Nobody liked the 3rd one at first. It's a cult classic now, but nobody fucked with it before when it was released because it didn't even have Michael Myers in it. So that's already strike 1. And there's not a single one of the first 3 Friday the 13th movies that are even close to the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I don't want to fucking hear it. And if you disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below, please. We'll talk about it. But
you can see a comment from me.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. I know where you live. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 1, fucking phenomenal. 2 and 3 are also great, but the first one is just, it's a classic. Through and through. Damn good stuff. Freddy's a fucking menace, and it's just a fun movie. It's just a fun horror movie. So, that's my number 2.
My number 2. I don't have the individual movie. I have the trilogy. But Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses.
I watched this when that was going to be in your list too. I remember you mentioning that one in pretty high praise.
I watched this when I was way too young, and it's like my mom's favorite horror movie. Scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid. Then as an adult, I could come back to it for some reason and not be super scared, but just be like thrilled to watch it and uncomfortable. I think Rob Zombie, he's an interesting man, an interesting director, and he makes a lot of really weird choices.
Poor choices.
But they work out well for his first one. Listen, the trilogy, it goes downhill very quickly, but the first one is a peak phenomenal movie.
I've seen
just all over the place.
I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses, but it's been a while.
Yeah, it's just a group of teenagers that get stranded at this place looking for the fabled Dr. Satan as another horror icon, and meets with these 3 killers that I think they're known as the Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
But the Firefly family, and killing people in some crazy ways. You get to see cutting skin off of people, filleting them, putting them in bunny costumes, and stabbing the shit out of them. They're grotesque, and I like a really gruesome horror movie if it's going to be a slasher.
Yeah. It's the only reason to watch a slasher. 9 times out of 10, a slasher is not going to have a very good plot. You're only watching it for the kills.
True.
All right. Number
1. Your favorite. This is your favorite of all time.
This is my favorite of all time. And
our favorites.
The reason I put this in here, and I think that this one, I think my top 3 probably could be pretty interchangeable, depending on the day you ask me.
Yeah.
But more often than not, this is the one that I usually revert back to 9 times out of 10. And that is It. Chapter 1. Chapter 1.
Let's go, baby! Yeah!
So good, dude. So good. Just a damn good movie. I fucking love it. It's twisted. It's creepy. The cast is phenomenal. The adult cast in Chapter 2 is phenomenal as well, but the camaraderie between the kids in It Chapter 1 is so fucking good, and it's very rare in my experience anyway, to see an entire cast of children who put on such a damn good performance. You know, like, kid actors are good for what they do, yes, but it's very rare that you're going to see every one of them as a fucking A-lister. You know what I mean? There's always going to be one that's like, you just can't take them seriously in the role. You just don't, they have that like level of just childness that just doesn't go away past the camera, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, it's hard to tell. At least, like, for the most part, it's hard to tell that these kids are kids. It feels like they've been doing this shit forever, you know, like, and I don't know. It's just really good. It's good. It's a fun story. It's a creepy story. Pennywise is fucking terrifying. I know people will roast me in the comments for putting Pennywise in #1 slot instead of Terrifier. As far as killer clowns go, most people think that that art is more gruesome, but I'm gonna go ahead and be real with you. Pennywise is the embodiment of fear. So like I don't think you can really compete with Pennywise.
See, I think John Wayne Gacy did that. I think he takes that spot.
Yeah, but that's not fantasy. That's fucked.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I remember watching Chapter 1 in theaters, and my wife and friend at the time that we went with, like they couldn't keep watching the movie.
It's creepy.
Constantly, like eyes closed, hand over, and I remember it being like, "Whoa, this is such a good way to revamp the old one."
Yeah,
like that's one where the remake was so much better.
Yeah, no, I agree. The original is very, very slow. Very slow. Pacing was not it with the original, not gonna lie. I love Tim Curry, don't get me wrong. Tim Curry is a phenomenal actor in every right, but he was probably the only thing that I liked from the original. So there's that. But Chapter 1, such a damn good movie. Chapter 2 is great too, but woo, Chapter 1's it's a banger. It's a banger and a half. Another one that I watch every year.
Oh, man. Yeah, I could have sworn the Nightmare on Elm Street would be up there first. I'm glad I thought about it though afterward. As I was scrolling Netflix.
It was close, but yeah. I like watching it Chapter 1 more, I think, than I watch Nightmare on Elm Street. So.
I still can't believe I didn't get Candyman. I'm a bad friend.
I love Candyman. I've got my signed picture of Tony Todd with the bees coming out of his chest somewhere around here.
Nice.
It's good. I don't know. Again, probably storage or something, or I put it on my shelf over there. I can't remember, but...
Alright. My #1 pick. All-time favorite horror movie. Ready? Smile.
That
movie's fucking terrible. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning.
Nice.
Unrated.
Hell yeah.
Unrated, of course, because you get an extended chainsaw scene. Dude puts a chainsaw in someone's body as he's laying on the ground helpless, revs that shit up, and you get to watch his face as he just judders and spits out chunks of flesh and blood.
Hell yeah.
You get extra of that. Dude wraps saran wrap around a guy's face as he's hanging off of one of those, like, fucking cattle mounts. He's choking him to death, and before he dies, puts a little knife, just pokes it through that slot, and you're like, holy shit, he's about to cut his throat open. Nope, lets him get just a little bit of air before beating the living piss out of him again.
You ever seen the movie Red State?
No.
Okay. It reminded me of something with the saran wrap scene.
This is the only good Texas Chainsaw movie. There is not a good Texas Chainsaw movie, except this one. And this one makes my favorite. I still say my top 3 are definitely, you can swap them on any given day. This is the first horror movie I ever watched that didn't give me nightmares at the end of it. Somehow. And I was like, holy shit, I'm immune now. This makes it good. Yeah, just some teenagers are draft dodging out on their way, and they end up in Texas in the bad place where all the murders are going to happen.
Yep.
And get to see a little bit of Tommy Leatherface's origin story. Sheriff Hoyt's actually the scary one. He's the terrifying man. But
yeah,
just cannibals eating people, cutting people up, blasting them. Oh, it's gruesome. Michael Bay did a great job, and it's got that Michael Bay. The whole movie's yellow, pretty much. I think black and white fixes everything. Michael Bay says yellow.
A sepia. Got a fucking sepia filter over everything.
Yeah, he does.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I need to though. My list of movies that I've seen this spooky season so far is pretty long.
Is it? Can you rapid fire them since we're like way over on time?
So far, Friday the 13th, 1 through 12. That's my first 12 on the list.
What an awful existence.
I put Halloween 1 through 10 on here, but I haven't watched all 10 yet. I've watched probably like 3 of them. Corpse Bride, Monster House, Terrifier 1 and 2, but I'm going to be watching 3 here soon. The Evil Dead remake, Casper, Silent Hill, Frankenweenie, Beetlejuice 1 and 2, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, another honorable mention, honestly. That's a fucking damn good movie.
Yeah.
Saw 1 through 11, even though I haven't watched the last 3 yet, but I have seen the first 7, and I plan on watching the other 3. Hocus Pocus, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, the live-action Scooby-Doo, Haunted Mansion, Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit, Wendell and Wild, It's What's Inside, Ernest Scared Stupid, Scared Shrekless.
That one's so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's out there. Scared Shrekless is fucking lit. It's just a short film, the Halloween short film from the perspective of Shrek and his characters and shit. Coraline and Train to Busan.
Oh, dude, you have seen way more movies than I. Are you just spending all of your time watching movies? Is that why you can't record with me ever, you fucking dick?
No, we've been trying to watch like a movie every night, roughly.
My list is very short. Like, we started with Coraline, and then I think I watched another one. If it's a movie I've already seen, I've already rated, then it's not going to show up in my letterbox. But starting September 4th, I had Alien, then The Strangers, Beetlejuice, Aliens, Smile, Late Night with the Devil, Scream, Terrifier, VHS 99. I don't think Schindler's List is a horror, but it was a damn good movie. A Quiet Place Day 1 and Terrifier 2. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm slacking.
Pretty soon we're going to be doing the Nightmare on Elm Street movies because my girlfriend hasn't seen them, or she hasn't seen them in a while. So we're going to be doing those here soon. I just decided to start doing the Saw movies by myself. Deanna and my girlfriend did not watch the last 3 of them with me. I just watched those by myself because they got halfway through number 4 and fell asleep, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not. I don't even want to watch them anymore." So I was like, "Fuck, fine, okay, I'll just watch them myself."
Good luck staying awake for Spiral or Jigsaw for that matter. They're all just horrible.
I've heard X is pretty good, but
Saw X is really good. That's one that I keep thinking about now all the time.
I'll be the judge of that.
Mm.
All the ones I've seen so far after 3 have not been good. So, and even 3 wasn't super good. I liked it, but it wasn't like anywhere close to as good as 1 and 2. I don't think. So
yeah, like I said, they just start getting too convoluted, and there's too many of them. They could have quit. They definitely could have quit. But Saw X was good. That's gonna do it. I'm surprised you didn't drill me a new one. Now you can tell Toby I actually have good taste. You guys can get off my dick about it.
Well, no, some of yours I agree with. I would not put them I don't think there's anything on your list that I would have thought to put in my list. But again, we like different types of horror, so
very true.
There's that. Toby's the same. Toby also likes completely different types of horror, so. I like to dip my toes in fantasy horror, like Nightmare on Elm Street or Candyman, obviously. The ones that are very, very fantasy, very outside of reality kind of shit. And I don't know, it's just my cup of tea. That's my shit. It's my jam.
Yeah.
But
I just like ruthless slashers with some good plot. I need plot.
Well, don't watch the Friday the 13th movies then.
Nope. All right, that's going to do it for the episode, I think.
Make sure you comment down below what your top 10 horror movies of all time are. Do it.
Yeah. Watch movies, read books.
Yeah. Like this video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with your grandmother. Fuck! Share it with your... Just on the off chance you share it with your grandmother, I want her to hear me say fuck because she's watching it.
Oh. Like you had just forgotten something, or you're just like, oh, we weren't recording.
No, I just want that one person to show this to their grandmother and just hear me just drop the F-bomb ruthlessly for no reason.
All right. Now, no one's here at the end of the video, right? Just get out a string of slurs right now.
No, I almost did it. You almost got me.
Start dropping N-bombs left and right.
Anyway, sub to the channel. Check out our Instagram. Do all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next one, guys.
Yep. Bye-bye, everybody.